And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome everybody to the stream. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at some tips and tricks on how to make money from CS2 investing, how to find good investments, what are some best practices. These are generally common sense things that you should be doing as an investor, as a speculator, whatever you want to call yourself, trying to make some money in this economy, in this market. I'm gonna give you guys the secret sauce, what I follow when it comes to my investments and how to make a lot of money in this game. So welcome aboard, everybody. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. How much money are you planning on spending in Copenhagen? Stickers, the sale, the capsules. Seems like a decent amount of you guys are, you know, between $100, a couple $100. Some of you guys are balling with 1,000 plus. That's crazy. Welcome to the stream, Zyphorian, all Nick Staken. What's up, man? Q. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, before we get started, I, as always, have to shout out the Patreon, guys. It's a growing community, private Discord access, full access to my investment portfolio, all my skins that I buy and sell. You guys get notified first. What happens with my own investments, my members-only videos, all of that is in here. There's going to be a weekly newsletter for those of you that subscribe to the Smart Investor, the one that is a little bit more expensive, but you can try a 7-day free trial, only 7 spots remaining. So if anybody wants to try the 7-day free trial, give it a go, see if you like it. You get full access to the Discord for 7 days as well. Take a look at the Patreon, link is in the description, and then as always, you guys can join it through YouTube by going to the YouTube, my YouTube channel, going to the membership tab, or actually hitting the join button, I should say. Tier 3 gets you most of the perks in the Discord, if not all. Highly recommend you check that out, and then your content is on the membership page. Scroll down for the Discord access. Okay. I've said a lot. Let's get right into it, guys. I'm here to help you guys out. We'll do a little bit Q&A at the end, but right now I want to give you guys tips to make money in CS2 and become rich, because that's what we're all here to do. We want to become rich and we want to become successful. So first tip I have for you guys, seems pretty intuitive, but buy when everyone is selling and there is blood in the streets. What do I mean by that? So basically, how do you know if everybody is selling? I guess that's the most reasonable question. Well, if you look here, let me pull up a chart of, and I always like to pull up charts of skins, so let me find that skin. Should have had it prepared, sorry about that. Give me 1 second, I'm searching it on the side. Where is it? Hold on. I mean, we could just use a Doppler. I was trying to find a vanilla butterfly knife, but Doppler is pretty good too. If you look at its all-time chart, and you look here, this was last year during the April hype, so if we look at the 1-year chart, as you can see, it had a peak towards the April months when CS2 was first announced, the beta, and then it took a huge nosedive into July. That's what I call blood in the streets. When it does a huge drop like that, you should consider buying, because then there is a rebound. Over here, the second downturn spell happened when the game officially came out, when CS2 came out, and this is just one item, obviously. Like, it doesn't, like, there are other items that follow similar charts, but what I'm trying to say is, like, then CS2 came out, there was a second spurt of hype, a wave of hype, if you want to call it. And then after that, when the game got officially released in October, people started selling off again, and, you know, panic ensued. Skin prices went down. This particular weapon, the Butterfly Doppler, did pretty well, formed a double bottom here, and you should have been wary of that double bottom. As you can see here, it's a 2 bottom right there, pretty much same price down here. And when there was blood in the street and everybody was panicking that the game was gonna die, nobody would ever play this game, that is when you should have been buying. So this would have been a great entry point to buy a knife, like a Doppler. Now it's gone up quite a bit of money. Let's see how much it's gone up. It's gone up 46%. I personally wouldn't be buying a Doppler Butterfly right now. I would wait to see if there's a pullback of some sorts. Will there be a pullback? I can't predict those things. But what I will say, though, is if you bought when people were selling, you would be up a lot of money right now. So that's rule number one. When everybody is selling and there's panic and fear and prices are going down, that is when you should be happy and excited and excited to put money to work. Because think about it, why would you want to pay more for something when, you know, let's say you've always wanted a fire serpent or a Doppler, and you've been saving up money, and then all of a sudden everybody's selling their skins and panicking, and prices are going down and down and down. Now you can finally afford one, you have the money for it, why not pull the trigger and buy when everybody else is selling? And here's the thing, don't just buy anything. I wanna make this very clear. You still have to do your homework and find good assets and good skins and good items that make sense for investments, that make sense for, you know, long-term growth, and, you know, there has to be demand there. But you should be eager. You should want prices to go down, especially on high-tier skins and like long-term investments, so that you can get in at a good entry point, entry price. This is important. Your entry price is super important to how much money you ultimately will make from your investment. Make a note of that. It's super important. Your entry point, your price. I can give you another example. I mean, I'll pull up another one. Let me see here. Let me see which one. Let's do a revolver case. Why not? Let's take a look at we'll do a different investment, so it's not just skins that I'm talking about. We can look at cases as well. As you can see here, cases also had a huge spike up here. They started crashing down. The game came out in like September, October-ish. Prices started going down, and case December months, the winter months are usually really bad for cases, and as you can see, prices kept going down and down for the revolver cases. But at some point, they become attractive enough, I don't know, around the $1 mark, maybe a little under. You gotta pull the trigger, you know? If you want to be a long-term investor, getting in at a, you know, $1.10 would have been a great entry point. You'd be up 22% right now, and you don't even have to sell right now because there's still long-term growth potential for some of these cases. So bottom line, when prices are going down, nobody wants to touch these things. Nobody's buying these things. If it's a good asset, if you have the conviction, you've done your homework, you found something that's good, and you want to invest in it, especially for the long term, you got to get in at a good price. That is going to help you tremendously. So yeah, when everyone is selling and there's blood in the streets, you need to be buying. Buy, buy, buy. Buy on red, sell on green. Remember that, guys. It's reversed. Everybody, like, here at least in the United States, when stocks go up, it's green, right? And you know, everybody's buying. You should look at the other way. When the stocks are down, that is when you should have the green light to like go, buy, because that is perfect opportunity, especially if the fundamentals are still there. It's, you know, makes a lot of sense long term. You want to look for that. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me look at the chat real quick here. I'm going to look at the chat between every tip that I give. I'm going to give you guys like 5 solid tips. So let me see here. I'm going to look at the chat every couple of tips. Any ideas when the sale will start? Sale should start end of April. So either next week or first week of May. Sale is coming soon. Why aren't you streaming on Twitch? I will start coming back to Twitch. I haven't forgotten about you guys. Yes, I will do a Twitch stream. Today is what, Thursday? There will definitely be a Twitch stream Friday, and I owe you guys a giveaway, and we'll do that tomorrow. Just buy Stockholm capsules, or better yet, liquidate everything you own into Steam Cash. We'll talk about Stockholm capsules a little bit later. I wouldn't liquidate them just yet, or I would be buying them, yes. I wouldn't liquidate everything, though. Let's see here. What are your opinions on Bayonet, Gamma Doppler Phase 2, and Vulcan? Those are all really good skins, weapon skins. Gamma Dopplers are solid. I'd have to look at the charts, but they do make sense long term. What do you think about the Doppler Diamond Gem hype going on recently? I personally think people are overpaying for them and they're going to regret it. I mean, as long as you... Like, I personally wouldn't be buying anything that's just going, you know, into the stratosphere. So, like, if the chart is going up and up and up and up, I'm not chasing that. I don't care how good it is, you know, I'm not FOMOing in. Don't FOMO. That's tip 1A. Don't FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Because eventually the hype subsides and prices inevitably go back down a little bit, and, you know, There's always that. Hey, yo, Fano, can you suggest any cases? Cases. Didn't I do a case stream a few weeks ago? I think I did. Let me see it here. I think I did do lives. We definitely talked about cases. Best cases to invest 2024, this video right here. I streamed it 3 weeks ago. Best CS2 cases to invest in 2024. This was 3 weeks ago, guys. If you had bought back then, I'm sure you'd be up money. So let me click on this video and get you the link, and we can go from there. Here you go. Here is the link to that video. There you go. Take a look at it. Okay, guys, we'll do a little bit more Q&A in a little bit, but let me get to my second tip. Invest when items are still dropping, and you know they will be removed. So, what do I mean by that, guys? What I mean by dropping is, well, self-explanatory. When you can still obtain them. When you can still obtain the items and the supply is increasing and prices are either flat or falling. That's generally what happens when items still drop. There's going to be like periods where more of them get dropped depending on the item that you're investing in. So like, for example, a case, you're going to get a huge supply increase at the start of every week because of the case drop system being reset, right, every Tuesday, at least here in the United States. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if you have an item that you know is about to be removed, that is going to become limited time only, that has a fixed time limit or lifetime, that is when you should be accumulating. A good example of this would be operation cases. So during the operation, you know we have 16 weeks for the event. During those 16 weeks, preferably towards the end, when the supply has gone up a lot and initial demand gone down or goes down, that is when you should start picking up cases. So basically, because like you know how long operations last, they usually tell you how many weeks the operation is gonna last. Add an extra month or two, depending on Valve. Like, I mean, sometimes they extend it for a few weeks, whatever. But generally speaking, during that fixed amount of time, that window of opportunity, when they're still dropping and prices are still, reasonable, right, modest, that is when you should be accumulating. So yeah, please make a note of that. Like, that's the tip right here. So these are the tips, and then here is the extra stuff. Invest in items that they're still dropping and that you know, emphasis on know. You have to know that they will be removed. Operations, you know that they end eventually. Sticker sales and capsules, you know eventually they're going to get rid of those capsules from the store. It's inevitable. Obviously, you don't know when, the exact time they're going to remove them for the sticker sale, but you know that they will be removed eventually. So making use of opportunity in the window to invest. What's up, Lutz? How you doing, man? Okay, let me see here. Anybody else in the chat? How are we doing, chat? What's up? What's good, guys? What's good? Perk Azerk says, do you think waiting for an operation would be the best investment on a low budget? I would say it's the safest investment. I would say it's one of the better investments you can make. But you just don't know when the next operation will be, so it is risky. Like you're essentially just waiting on the sidelines, and you're missing out on potential growth. So like this past month, I've been making a lot of money on cases, on agents, on other stickers, right? So like if I had just kept that in cash, I would not have made as much money. Hi, what's up, Snowy? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, Snowy. We're doing tips and tricks on how to make money in CS2 and become rich. This is tip number 2. We've already covered one tip, buy when everyone is selling and there is blood in the streets. Number 2, invest when items are still dropping and you know they will be removed. Now let's talk about tip number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Tip number 3. And this is for CS. Invest in good knives and gloves, knives and gloves. Those are the rare special items, guys. The yellows in the case. that people actually want. Otherwise, use that money for gains. More speculative gains. So what I mean by that is, unless you are buying a Pandora's box or a superconductor or, I don't know, a crimson kimono, you probably, like, if you're not buying one of those types of like high demand gloves, you probably would be better to, it probably would be better to take that money and just invest it into a case, or take that money and invest it into a sticker, or invest it into a capsule, or invest it into a different asset that will grow much better. What I mean by, because here's the thing, if you look at these higher tier items, the sparkly items, most people want the shiny new thing, or the shiny rare thing, or the shiny expensive thing. So if I'm gonna be buying and investing into something like a rare special item like knives and gloves, I'm gonna invest in the best. I'm not gonna invest in like a Rustcoat Navaja knife. I'm not gonna invest in, I don't know, a stiletto urban masked. Heck no. I'm taking my money and putting it into where the demand is, where people like, or what people like. Items that are rare, items that, you know, like for example, Pandora's was one, you know, in the case that contained the first gloves. I think the superconductors were also there. Crimson Kimono also, I think, was the first pair of gloves in the game. So I'm investing in quality gloves. Same goes for knives. If I'm investing in a knife, I'm probably gonna invest in knives like the Fade knives. I'm gonna invest in vanilla knives because they're oldest, they're rarest. People generally like them. Dopplers, can't forget about Dopplers. Gamma Dopplers, sure. Now you may say you may come to me and say, I don't have enough money for Gamma Dopplers or Fades or Dopplers. I can't afford those expensive knives, and I get that. And what this tip means, or what I'm trying to say with this tip is, yeah, you may not have the money for, you know, a Fade knife or a Fade Karambit or whatever. So why buy a Karambit Forest DD-Pat when you can take that money, invest it into a case, wait a couple of months, and then have enough money to buy a Karambit Fade, you know? Why bother settling for a lower tier, suboptimal investment, suboptimal item that nobody really wants, just so that you can have a knife? I think that's a mistake as an investor, and I would personally advise everyone, if you're gonna invest in like higher tier items like knives and gloves, go with the ones that people actually want and have demand. And if you don't have enough money, just skip it, you know? Invest in something better, something cheaper, something different. Hopefully that makes sense. Is it better to invest in Stockholm crafts? You mean like crafts with the Stockholm stickers? I mean, I can't imagine there's a whole lot of overpay for a lot of Stockholm stuff at the moment. Personally, I would not invest in crafts in general. Even Kato crafts, I'm not a huge fan of investing in like skins that have Kato stickers on them. They're more like for collectors. You can be a collector, that's great. It costs a lot of money. You're gonna spend a lot of time and effort and a lot of drama, but long story, I tend to avoid that as an investor just because it's way too much overhead. As an investor, I like to keep my investments simple. Liquid means I can easily get in and out of them. High volume, moderately priced for the most part. Obviously, I'll have some more expensive investments, but yeah, for the most part, you're gonna be making most of your money on like cheaper stuff and more liquid stuff. Now, we're gonna move on here. So, we covered 3 tips, guys. 3 big tips. We're gonna move on to tip number 4. Here we go, guys. Have a long-term mindset. You won't get rich by Tuesday. This is super important. So many young people today want to get rich overnight. They want to have the Lamborghini tomorrow. They want to have the Dragon Lore today. And that's just not going to happen. They want to have the most expensive knife possible by the end of the week, and that's not realistic. So having a long-term mindset is super important. And if you want to practice that long-term mindset, I would personally recommend you look at cases. Cases are great long-term investments. They're cyclical in the sense that like they're There's going to be periods where, you know, case openings are going to shoot up high. There's going to be periods where case openings are not going to be as popular. But for the most part, people open cases every day. And there's always going to be a demand for cases and new skins to be added to the game, because that's how new skins get added to the game. You know, you have to unbox them, you have to open them for the most part, right? So I would say cases are great long-term investments. And earlier in the stream, I linked to another live stream I did with like the best cases that I'm looking forward to in this year. But again, if you want to make money in this game, you have to have a long-term mindset. You have to get in early. The earlier, the better. Starting now is important. Getting your first investment. Investing into maybe some Copenhagen stuff or sticker capsules. Investing in the next operation. Super important. Don't miss it. Don't skip operations. I'm telling you right now, chat. The last operation we had was 2.5 years. 2.5 years, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know the value of all of those investments? All of those assets, those items that were dropped 2.5 years ago? They've shot up tremendously over the past 2.5 years. If you didn't invest in Riptide, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you missed out on a huge gold mine. If you didn't invest in Antwerp, you missed out on a huge gold mine. In Stockholm, a lot of people didn't invest in Stockholm. They missed out on a ton of money. So my point is, have a long-term mindset and invest. Invest in items that make sense, that are limited time, that have, you know, good fundamentals, and think long-term. Don't think in the short term. Yes, Stockholm went up pretty quickly. It took like a year or so to hit like crazy returns, maybe even less. Don't expect that, but have a long-term mindset. And then if it does, reach super high levels, then you take profits, obviously. But for the most part, you have to be slow, steady Eddie. I didn't have my first knife until maybe like 5 or 6 years into the game. I probably could have purchased a very cheap, gut knife back in the day, but I decided to keep on investing, keep on compounding my money, and then eventually I ended up buying a bayonet Doppler, which I've thoroughly enjoyed, and it was my first knife. So long story short, yeah, do that. Don't, have a long-term mindset, start early. The earlier the better. You have a very unique advantage to the people that are going to start playing CS at the end of the year, or next year, or in 2 years. The fact that you're listening to this now, you have an advantage over all those people that haven't heard about CS or haven't, the future investors, if you will, in this game. You got to start early. So again, have a long-term mindset. Cases are usually very good. Don't, have lower expectations. People think that, Stockholm gave us 100x, that we're supposed to, always get 100x, or, even, do you know how hard it is to like double your money? Like, think about it. Just think about it. I think the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the United States, that think the index doubles every, 7 years? So for us to sit here and buy a 25-cent capsule and for it to go to 50 cents, do you know how hard that is in real life? But it has happened so many times in this game. So a lot of people are unhappy with 2x's. And to me, I think that's a mistake. I think you need to be happy with a 2x. You need to be happy with whatever you can get from this game. So yeah, lower expectations, have a long-term mindset. Don't try to get rich overnight. This is not the game or the thing for you if you want to get rich overnight, and you'll be good to go. Let me see here. I went on a long rant. What are you planning to stream next on Twitch? I think I said that tomorrow. Chrome Cannon, good investment. Chrome Cannon, if I'm not mistaken, is a new skin. And I have like a policy, at least for myself, where I do not invest in case skins. And if I do want to buy as a play skin, a skin from a case, it has to be, especially a new case, it has to be at least a year old. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the last case that was dropped, the Revolution case, and you look at the Temu Cow, and you look at the factory new, you look at its lifetime, imagine buying up here at the $800, $700 mark, and then a year later, it is now $150. So I generally wait at least a year if I'm buying a case skin, a skin from a brand new case. Definitely do not buy it, especially when it comes out. Jekko says, I bought my Paris pass when the major was happening. I don't know if I should hold. Well, here's the thing. Paris Pass and Viewer Passes, they don't have a lot of demand. They are collector's items. If you can find a good price for them and, you can find a buyer, great, go for it. But I wouldn't be buying too many. You could probably hold. There's nothing wrong with that. They're not going to be very volatile. Is after a year a good rule of thumb? For me, it's a good rule of thumb. I don't know if it's the exact bottom. I'm not going to sit here and tell you if you wait a year, you're going to be able to hit the absolute bottom. Nobody knows what the bottom will be. All I know is that it's a new item that was added to the game. There's still a lot of demand. Every day, a number of them are getting unboxed. The supply is only going higher, so why not wait for a more reasonable price? From what I've seen in previous years, a year is generally a decent amount of time. That's just my policy. You can do half a year, 2 years, I don't know. Like, everybody's different. Now, number 5. Okay, guys, this one is pretty good. This one is actually very interesting, and I'm actually thinking about making a video on this topic, and you guys hopefully will appreciate. And here is where the secret sauce is. So hit the like button, guys. This is the real secret sauce. This is how I think over the next couple of years you're gonna make a fortune from this game. And I'll tell you, and I'll talk about it in a future video, and we'll touch on it today. Here we go. Don't invest in only the mainstream or trending items. Look for obscure investments or under the radar investments. So what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? If everybody is talking about something and everybody is investing in something, then nobody is making money. Because if everybody's invested in it, like, who am I going to sell it to? Again, I'm generalizing everybody. Obviously, not everybody's going to invest in your item. That's a fact. But like, if on YouTube everyone is talking about this item, and everyone is saying buy this case, and everyone is saying buy this and buy this, we're all in it. We're all buying it, but then when it comes time to sell, who are we selling it to? You know what I mean? So a lot of money can be made with high demand stuff. This is not to say that you can't invest in high demand stuff and what people want. Obviously, if the item has good quality, you should invest in it. But I'm thinking over the next couple of years, more money will be made from under the radar investments than the, stereotypical, sticker sale and operation case style. Because here's the thing. There was a period of time where operation cases could have made you a fortune. Stickers from major sticker sales could have made you a fortune. And what we found out over the past couple of majors is that now Valve are just giving us the same old boring borderless stickers. Everybody's talking about, sticker investing. Everyone is expecting high levels of return similar to like Stockholm, Antwerp. So I think because of that shift and because of Valve, we're now as investors going to have to find other assets or other areas of the skin market or the CS market to make our profits. And the best thing I can illustrate to better illustrate this point would be this thing right here. Let me show you. Look at this right here, the Bayonet Frog Patch. I'm not saying you have to buy this right now, and I'm not saying this is the next big investment, but hear me out. Investments like this particular item, and I'm not saying at this level, I'm nowhere near buying this at $300, $500, but back here, when it was still dropping, when it was, when it was available in the operation, nobody was buying this back then. If you had just decided to buy something so obscure, so stupid, so different that who could possibly imagine there would be a human being in this planet that will buy it a year or two later for $300? If that fits the bill, invest in it. Put some money into it. I think that's going to make us a lot of money going in the next couple of years. So look for items that who knows who may want to buy it, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody is buying it, or very few people are buying it. It looks so underrated, so under the radar, so stupid to probably invest in. But why not buy a couple? You know, give it a try. If it's a limited time item and it has, you know, deflationary fundamentals, right? The supply can only go down, it can't go higher in the future. Why not take a shot at it, you know? Who knows what can happen? Under the radar, nobody's talking about it, you know? Who knows, you might get lucky. Onipixel might, you know, make a short about it, or, you know, talk about it on his stream. Maybe Simple starts wearing this agent, or, you know, using this graffiti, or I don't know, like find something like that and take a shot on it when it's cheap, when the price is low. Obviously right now at $300, I am not advocating you guys invest in this, absolutely not. But when the time was right and nobody was talking about it, yeah, that is perfect. So don't invest in only the mainstream items. Listen, you can invest in, you know, safe items that people cover on YouTube and that I talk about, and like, yeah, that makes sense, right? You know, fundamentally, or sorry, logically, it makes sense to invest in those items. You can still buy them, right? You know, I invested in revolver cases. I know plenty of other YouTubers and other people are probably talking about them as well. But I'm also going forward gonna try to find obscure investments, under the radar investments, stuff that maybe there isn't a market now, but there could be a market. I'm gonna speculate a little bit. And my advice would be to, you know, don't put too much money in. I would say 5% of your inventory value could go towards these items, because there is no guarantee that prices will go higher. You're just taking a shot, you know? And I think that it will be wise if you do take a shot, especially now that, you know, at least in the foreseeable future, major sticker investing isn't going to be as profitable as it was before. We're gonna have to find other parts of the market to make money. And I'll be doing videos on that, and obviously the channel members and the Patreon members, you guys will know first what I do with my investments and my money. So if you're interested in that, link is in the description. Now, with that being said, guys, these were the 5 tips. Let me do some Q&A. See, a lot of you guys are coming in here. You waffling again? Yes, sir. Rio investments. Yeah, Rio is super underrated. CS investing has become too mainstream to be as powerful as it was, Fano. Just because it's a very mainstream doesn't mean you still can't make money. I still think that we will have good times ahead. We just need Valve to give us an anti-cheat and an operation and more majors, less drama. A lot of ands, but I think that can happen. If y'all think Rio is ugly, you need to get your head out of the sand. Fair enough. Why did only this patch become so popular? It's not only this patch. This was just the poster child. This patch was the most popular one, the most expensive one, the rarest one, but there were other cheaper ones that also gave you huge returns, but nobody wanted to buy them. Nobody touched them. Nobody thought that they had any value or purpose, but those things were like, you know, pennies. They were like 10 cents, 30 cents. Why not take a, you know, a small position and give them a go? What's up, Ronnie? How you doing, man? Hey, Founder, what do you think about investing in 2014 and 2017 stickers? I like that. I like older stickers. I really do, especially after I saw the Copenhagen stickers. I'm definitely investing in older major items. And again, if you want to find out exactly what I'm investing in and more stuff like that, the Patreon is there as well. Only 7 spots for the 7-day free trial if anybody's interested. Take a look at that. Thoughts on the weapons case 3? Great question. So the weapons case 3, if we pull it up here, I believe that's only a pistol skin. It's only like pistol skins, right? Like CZ, P250s, Desert Eagles. I'd have to, let me see here. So it's under 2,000 listings. It's $6. For $6 though, you probably could get a different case, maybe a more popular case. The chart is very interesting. It is, it's almost like a triple bottom-ish. It's a tough case. I don't know if there's a lot of demand for this case. Yeah, it's an old case, and a lot of the skins in it are used in trade-ups. So, like, these two skins in particular are heavily used during operations. I'm actually, to be honest with you, Steven, I'm more interested in the skins inside than the case. Obviously, if the value and demand for the skins rise, the case will also go higher, so you can do both. But for me personally, I just see more potential in like an Undertow or a CZ, a Fuchsia. That's just my opinion. If I'm gonna spend the money on the case, I'm personally going after that because I know we are near an operation. I don't know if it's gonna be in a couple weeks or a couple months, maybe a year, but I do know we've had 2 years without an operation, so I'd rather look at the skins personally. That's just me. But here's the thing, like, if you want to buy a case, buy a different case, and then focus on these skins. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it may be a little contradictory because like I usually don't invest in like weapons case skins, but in this particular case, these skins are used in trade ups, and there is fundamentally good reason for the price to go higher. Let's see, thoughts on the Icarus Fell, discontinued skin, old skin, very nice looking skin. It does have competition with the blue phosphor. I have one myself. I'm not selling it. I like it. Which is better, buy stickers or buy the capsule that contains the stickers? Great question. Depends on the sticker. But I would say do a little both. I think the safer thing is to just go with the capsules and just call it a day. But if you have a good reason for a sticker, or, you know, why not go for a little bit of stickers? But think of it like this. Think of like the capsules as like an index fund or an ETF for those of you that are in the stock market, and then think of like the stickers themselves, the autograph stickers and the team stickers. Think of them as like stocks, basically. So you're betting on a team, you're betting on a stock, you're betting on a company, and then the capsule is what contains like a collection, a basket of them. So like an ETF. Both can make you money, both can lose you money, but the stickers usually do very, very well if you pick the right sticker. I like both, honestly. Fano, is Norse Collection skin part of the Operation skins? Yes, Norse has a very, very good collection. Very few skins out there from the Norse Collection. You know, in terms of supply. It was funny because, I don't want to go off on a huge tangent here, guys, but this was Operation Shattered Web back in 2019. A little history lesson for you guys that are new to the game. And if you look here, look at 0 Steam listings, 21 Steam listings, 30 Steam listings, very few Steam listings if you compare it to other operations. And the reason it's so low is because when this operation came out, we had like a 2-year gap between operations. The last operation, or the previous operation before Shattered Web, was Hydra, and there was a long gap, and everybody was like, we're never gonna see an operation. And then boom, we finally get a brand new operation. And this new operation comes out, and everybody's like, okay, great, operation, yeah. The next operation will come out next year, and these skins are gonna come back again, right? Right? Because back then, in those earlier years, in 2014, 15, 16, we had fewer players, and Valve actually recycled Operation collections. So Operation, let's say Bloodhound and Operation Wildfire had the same skins, the same collection skins, and they kept getting recycled over and over again. The Dragon Lore appeared in multiple operations, not just one operation, 2, 3, 4, back-to-back years of just, you know, you can keep getting it if you buy the operation, the new operation. So long story short, this operation comes out after a 2-year gap with a brand new operation system with like stars and like how do you acquire these skins. They weren't dropping randomly, like you actually, you know, had to do missions to get stars to, you know, get a chance at getting a Gungnir, right? And everybody thought that, okay, why would I invest in this when, you know, a year from now there's going to be a new operation and these skins are going to come back? It's risky. And very few people bought them. Very few people invested in them. Very few people like really took them seriously. Next year comes around, Broken Fang comes around, the Broken Fang operation a year later, and we get the Op Fade. We get new collections for the Broken Fang operation in 2020, and then Desert Hydra a year after that. 2021, we get new collections after that. So the first operation in these, you know, series was the least invested and has the lowest supply. So that's a fun fact. Hopefully I didn't put anybody to sleep with that. That was just really cool. I find it fascinating. Thoughts on the Eternal Fire Antwerp Hollow Glitter glitter what? Sorry? Combos. I don't do sticker combos on these live streams. These are mainly focused towards investing and making money. If you want me to look at sticker combos, we'll do that over on Twitch. Let's see here. How can I send my inventory? I bought an investment and an op play skin. Oh, like an inventory reviews? Here on YouTube, they don't allow for links, so probably just come to the Twitch stream. I'll do a Twitch stream tomorrow, and we'll look at skins. The way items dropped in all-out operations was so much better for investors. It was actually legendary. It was like crazy. I remember being in a random lobby, like a deathmatch or I forget, competitive maybe, and like somebody dropped an M4 Knight and everybody was like, holy smokes, what a knight. And then you ended up getting like this gray skin from the same collection. Like, you know, I don't know, like a Mag 7 silver or whatever else is in cobblestone. It's crazy, man. Back in the days, they were wild. What time do you stream? It's usually going to be in the afternoon around this time. Maybe a little later actually on Twitch. I usually do late night streams because I'm from the United States. But yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, it is 3:13, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to come out here, give you guys a quick little stream, gave you guys 5 good tips, did a little bit of Q&A, some history lessons. I think I'll wrap this up for tonight. If I didn't answer your question, as always, you can leave a comment on this video, and you can always rewatch this video at your leisure. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll be live on Twitch tomorrow, and I'll try to have a video out soon. And for members of the Patreon, if you're a smart investor, you're going to get a weekly newsletter tonight. And like I said, 7 spots remain for the 7-day free trial. You get full access to the Discord for 7 days. Take advantage of it. Talk to you guys later. Peace. Happy investing, everybody. Good night.